see if it comes back on. Guys, we had a mega fail. Facebook failed and then we failed. I'll see if you come back on. Danny just ran round and said, "Oh, you're not filming." And we said, "Yeah, we are. We're still going." Technical issues. I'd like to blame the issues on Facebook and isolation, but I have a sneak suspicion that they are completely my fault. I think a couple of you are coming back. I feel like I've let everyone down a bit now. There was 70 people listening and I was chatting away and it went down and we just looked at the camera and whacked the live button again and it came up on my personal page and I couldn't work out where everybody had gone. And then at the end someone said, "Yeah, that video didn't come back, nobody could find it." So I'll see. Let's see if you find the video this time and I'll finish off and do the last bit. Apologies for that breakdown in communication. I'll give it a second to come back on. How many we got back on? Okay. We'll give you a sec and then I'll go through the last bit again. These are the challenges of live video. That's all I can say. We've managed to lose the laptop on the way through, so we lost some of the comments because otherwise that probably would have helped us. Lost all of our streaming, but we're still going. Is there a few people on?
5.
Alright, let's do the last bit anyway and just tell them the last bits where we got to and then finish things off. So guys, apologies for any of you that come back to this later that were watching the live. I appreciate that you stayed on for so long the first time. I was just talking you through the exhaust system that we've got here because we talked about the catalytic converter on the car. So this is a full stainless system with a decat system. The reason that those dash lights come on that we were talking about a minute ago is because the catalytic converter on the car has failed. Now when it's failed, it means that the decat is the catalytic converter is blocked, and so when you get rid of the catalytic converter you get improved performance on the car. You won't have any issues around MOT, you'll get better fuel consumption, and if you fit the rest of this stuff, which is a stainless exhaust, you fit it and then you forget it. Whereas if you buy a cheap mild steel exhaust system, I've seen them rust in 18 months. They're sometimes rusty before you even put them on the car. So yeah, this is a great system to put on. I'm going to try and do a guide around this for you next week. So the final thing that I did was just show you guys ignition checks for the ignition system. So Figaros massively suffer with ignition and ignition lead issues. You'll know if you have these issues because the rev counter is boom, 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 bouncing in and out all the time, or you're going up a hill and you put your foot down and the car just starts to stutter. And it is so common. The reason is because this engine gets super hot. You've got this little tiny turbocharger running at an incredible RPM all the time, spinning, getting hot. I mean, we ran this car about 15 minutes ago for 5 minutes and you can still only just touch it now, and that's the heat shield part of it. These rubber parts basically just start to fail. If you're going to check them, you want to check that they're not starting to break down and misfire. 2 great tips I can give you. One is if you've got little chalky marks along the top, along here, it's because those parts are starting to fail, and instead of the electrical current running through the lead, it's jumping off to anything it can get to, and the nearest metal thing is normally this pipe across here. The other thing you can do is actually examine the pipe. Now, to take them off, you need to unplug them at both ends. You've got a plug on the spark plug here, and you've got a plug at the other end, which is on the distributor cap here, and it looks like this one. The challenge that you get is as you go to take them off, you pull it, and this all literally just falls apart in your hands. Now, if you've got either a set of pliers with a long nose on them, or ideally a set like this with a curve on, you can get them off. The trick is you hold the pliers right at the very bottom, because then you're not going to tear this in half when you get it off. And what you're looking for here is the same as the marks at the top. The more of this chalky white residue that you have around here, the more that it's been, the more misfire and it's gone. Ideally you don't want any at all. You just want everything to have travelled straight down the spark plug and fired into there. So if it's starting to misfire and if that stuff is starting to fail, the greatest fix we've come across is an uprated set of leads. Now, you can put on a set of budget leads that you can buy in any motor factor, but they'll last 18 months and the heat will get them to fail again. So these are ones that we sell. They're much more money, but in the long run, it's so worth it because they last 10 years. They've got a 10-year warranty. And they're a Magnacore lead. They're basically a lot thicker and a lot more durable, and they're also sturdier at this end. A lot of these sort of cheap plug wires, you would almost call them single use, as in when you've taken them off, they're no good. And probably the most common engine issue on a Figaro is the ignition system. It is a misfire basically. It's hugely common, happens all the time. So that's how you check it, and that is definitely how you guys upgrade it. So what I wanted to share with you guys, I said that I had something to share with you at the end of this video, and I am definitely excited to share it. So we have a number of cars on site that are cars that people needed for their day-to-day travel, and there's something that was, you know, that got left on the 24th when we shut down. We just left. So we're motor trade, so as long as we're safe, we can open again. So as of next week, I am so pleased to say that we will be able to help you guys again. Now, there's only be a few of us here. We've got about 7 workshops on this estate. We would not consider doing this and have more than one person in a workshop, because we need to be safe, and the most important thing is to keep you guys safe and our team safe. The way that we will keep you safe is we have a system in the back of our website where we are able to talk to you guys by video. We're able to collect cars if you want them collected. So in theory, we can collect your car during this period. We can communicate any faults that you've got through video. You can log into our website and see, and then we can have the car delivered back to you. And that means that if you want to be ready for the end of this isolation, if you want to be enjoying your car and have any of our parts on it, or any work that you'd like us to do, or any, you know, essential repairs, then you can contact us and you can do that. You can contact us today, but as of Monday, we'll be collecting cars. What I would say is that you have to be aware that we will get booked up quickly because we've only got a small amount of staff on site, so bear that in mind. And the other thing that I would say is that our parts, we have stock at the moment, but bear in mind that those parts are only coming in at one time or another. So I'm really pleased to say that. You can literally ring now if you want, and someone else will answer the phone, because we are not completely shut anymore. So I'm very happy to say that. I appreciate massively you coming out. I'm sorry for those of you I've lost, because I know we had loads of people on, then the video dropped off, and then we did the wrong thing to set it back up. So I'm sorry about that. Thank you for you guys that are watching. So for you guys that have stayed and hung on to me till the end, if my team are watching this, I know some of you are, can you just come up with a discount code and give these guys that have stayed on and watched all the way through for an hour and 12 minutes, including disappearing for 10 minutes when I buggered things up, can you give them a discount code? Can you stick them 15% in the comments, put it in below, just put it on for 12 hours, give you guys something to say thank you, because I massively appreciate the communication today. I appreciate all your comments, and it was so nice to speak to you all. If you've got any other questions, let me know now, and I will more than happily answer them before I go, or before the video fails again. Send me some love hearts, because that always makes me feel nice, makes me feel good about being here. Mwah. There's some love hearts and some hugs to you. That's it, guys. There you go. I'll be back next week with some more how-to guides. Enjoy your weekend. Keep some routine. Clean your cars. Peace and love.